So today we are going to discover a new widget called as the bottom sheet widget, which will appear from the bottom as shown after you click on the open button. So we are going to create this right now. Let's come back to VS Code. Let's first erase. I'm going to include the center widget because I want this open button at the center of my screen. Okay, let's zoom it. Inside the center widget, I'm going to include as a child an elevated button, and inside the elevated button I will require two arguments. The first one is the onPress argument, which will perform a task after accepting some kind of instructions inside an empty function. We will fill this function after some time. Let's first come back to the child argument, which I want in this case is a text which will mention the keywords open, so as to tell the user that it is going to open a model bottom sheet after clicking on it. So inside the onPressed, we are going to include a function called as the show bottom sheet, as you can see, but I'm going to require the show model bottom sheet. Inside the show model bottom sheet, I'm going to require two arguments called as the context, which is going to accept the actual context that we are working on, and the builder method. Here we are going to include the build context, and inside the function, we are going to return a sized box. So let's first define the attributes of the sized box. I want the height to be 400, and as a child, inside the sized box, I will require an elevated button, which I want at the center of the model sheet. As we saw in the previous section, that after clicking on the open button, we saw a close button appearing on the model bottom sheet. So let's include the center widget first. And inside the center widget, I'll require the elevated button, which will show the text close. And inside the onPressed, I'm going to create a function. Inside the function, I'll require some set of instructions that need to be executed. Like after clicking on the close button, I want the model bottom sheet to disappear. I want it to be closed. So for that, I'm going to include here navigator.pop, which will immediately remove the model bottom sheet after you click on this close button. But the navigator.pop requires context as an argument. So we are almost done with this. Now let's see whether it works or not. Let's run. It's launching the app. Till then, have a look at the commented code that we have just now added inside our app. We have created an elevated button called the open, and after pressing on it, a model bottom sheet will be popped. And inside the model bottom sheet, we are going to have a sized box of height 400, and inside the sized box, we will be having an elevated button with a text of close. And after you click on the close button, you are going to remove the elevated button, the model bottom sheet, which will be popped. Let's see. Now the app is open and it's working fine. See, this is the button that we have included, the open button. After pressing on it, the model bottom sheet is being created, and this is the size box of height 400, and inside it is the center. It's at the center, the elevated button. After I click on this button, it disappears. So this is basically the use of the bottom model sheet, and you can use it to include whatever widgets you want to add in the future. Thank you.